So where we are now literally looks post-apocalyptic. This is a very barren and eerie place. This is a huge estate built on Albert Dock that has been abandoned. Over £1 billion was injected into this project by a company from China who went bust as it was being made. And they pulled out. And as a result, we literally have this post-apocalyptic looking, strange environment, which is a massive contrast to what the Docklands would have once been like. And we're going to show you just how eerie it is. And if we look up here, you'll see it's actually called Mandarin Street. So come with me. And if you look in these windows, you'll notice that the building work just stopped flat out. That's flooring. You can see ceiling works over there. Someone's just left a pallet truck lying there. And if you look over here, you'll see the same. Walk with me. Really feels like something out of 28 Days Later, this does. All of these offices are empty. There are some that look like there's people working in them, but they were just incomplete, that's all. So like this. Look at all the furniture in there. This is a truly haunting experience because there's a few streets like this and they're all the same. It's like a nuclear bomb's gone off and we're the survivors that have come out of some sort of bunker and we're walking around to see who's left. Same, all these ground floors empty. And here we have a road with no road markings. It looks like a film set, doesn't it? There's no chewing gum on the floor. There's no rubbish, there's no cigarette butts, there's just nothing. Oh, they managed to put one of these electrical charge points on though, look. Look. Lascars Avenue. And you can tell that this was designed by a Chinese company. Look at these streetlights. I certainly don't see anything like that across the rest of the country. You see it's got a light on both sides. And something very Chinese, if you like, about this place is it was designed nothing like how we're used to in the Western world. In China there are cultural differences, especially when it comes to work ethics. And some of these buildings were designed so that you could live above them. So imagine your whole world is in one building. You're not going to be very worldly, are you? You go downstairs to work and upstairs, and obviously this didn't take off either, because when this place died, people, Mayor of London, other people tried to generate ideas to bring people in here, but no one was really a fan of the idea of living in a small pod just above your office. It might have saved you a few quid, but you'd literally be living the most depressing life possible. It's not like you're going to be able to stop off at the pub on the way back or go and see a friend. You're just a facet of the company at that stage, aren't you? You know? I just can't see private investors wanting to put their hands in their pocket if this place already went bust. I don't know how long it's going to sit like this. Obviously, I'm not on the inside of the government. I can't tell you. So these two buildings here are the first two I've seen that actually looks like, because that other office we passed earlier did look like it was in use, but it's not. This almost looks like it's in use. But even on weekends, buildings like this still leave security behind the counter. So if I was to be suspicious, I would think that that's just one of the places that came closest to being completed. Same as this one here. I mean, in fear of looking like some sort of loony, I'll put my head in there. There's nothing in these bins. But for me, what really makes this place incredibly eerie is, come over here for me, please, Dan, and look back on it before we talk about these two buildings. Look up, really get this on the right here as well, this corner. Stand right back. Just look up at that. All those windows, all those blinds, all that square footage. There's no one in it. And look, what we've been walking down here for a while now, nothing's popped up, no one. So these Georgian buildings here, which are clearly 10 times more handsome than everywhere we've just been, are far superior to that, but they're still left barren, dead to the world. That doesn't look too clever up there. You see the wooden structure? This was once such a busy place. These buildings would have facilitated the docks that made this place, that made England, that made Britain what it was. And now, my motto, one of my many mottos, is most encapsulated in this place here. That just because you fill something up doesn't mean it isn't empty in here. And just because it's new doesn't mean it's better. It's no secret that I'm not a fan of modernity, and I think that cases like this really help to prove my point, architecturally and socially. And just because people went bust, it doesn't mean it's okay. It simply means that it gives us the chance to look at how barren this place really is. Because in many places like this, there's little coffee bars, hairdressers, and it makes people think there's a bit of life there. But I can think of a few places like this that are, to me, just as horrific, but I think this really helps to highlight the soulless, lonely nature of modern architecture and the society that it's creating. Look at that in contrast over there. King George V estate, bustling with life, people everywhere. You see the three estates just over there, ladies and gents, that don't know what I mean. That's King George estate. And then there's this. With these strange lampposts, look. You can see there, written up there, Royal Albert Dock. This was the main entrance to get in here. And these two Georgian buildings are now the only things that actually represent what it was. Bear in mind, we're in one of the most overpopulated cities in the world. How many places can you walk around and it's like this? There's needing room to think, and then there's this. Now, it's nice to walk about in the countryside or the mountains. That's room to think. This is not room to think. This is room for depression. There are people willing to bite your hand off for land nowadays in London, and look at this. Look at it. And this poor building here, look. Look at it, sitting there, unloved. I think we better get out of here before we merge into it. Think for yourself, ladies and gents. Think for yourself.